Stories connect us. I am Matthew Fetterman. I'm the co-founder of the Homefront Foundation. I teach veterans and service members how to tell their stories. Storytelling is therapeutic. It's a coping strategy. But most importantly, it allows us to reconnect. Best way for me to show you is for me to tell you. I'm little Matt Fetterman. I'm from Plymouth, Massachusetts. My family just moved to a new home. We're excited. It's summertime, and I'm gonna have a blast. I'm going out, I'm having some adventures, I'm getting courageous. I'm 5 years old. I'm hanging out with my brothers, and we just moved to the new house. The neighborhood had a pond. We were gonna go out, we were gonna be swimming around, we were gonna do adventures, probably hit some major jumps, see what we could do. But the good thing about this year, I had just taken my swimmies off. I could swim on my own this year. One day we were at this pond, my two brothers and my mom. I was swimming, and I went out a little far. My brothers were still on the beach. I swam out, and I kept on swimming. It's my first time swimming on my own. But what I realized is I went too far. I went too far, and I got scared. My arms were tired, my legs were tired. The water was filling my mouth, and I was trying to reach to my mom, to my brothers, ask for help. I was in deep trouble. I was drowning. I couldn't call for help. Suddenly, the water filled my mouth, the cold water. It covered my eyes, and all I had was my hand above me. Then, a hand reached out and pulled me in. Pulled me all the way to shore. It was a 6-year-old boy. He saved my life that day. His name was Matt Hurd. Storytelling does not require skill or talent, but a willingness to be vulnerable and authentic. I just shared with you a very simple story about me that you won't see in a Facebook post, you won't see on a resume. Storytelling has been part of our culture for years. Since the first ship went over the horizon, the first hunter left the tribe, they have come back with stories. They have used stories to entertain, to teach, but most importantly, to connect. Today, we live our filtered lives through social media, which is supposed to help us tell our stories. But I ask you, are we sharing the honest, true, authentic stories that make us who we are? Rocky, the underdog who became a champion. We all loved him. We learned his story. We learned how to cheer for him. We learned how to love him. And the reason we did is because we knew his story. We identified with him. The Breakfast Club. You have the nerd, the beauty queen, the recluse, the jock, and the proverbial bad boy, who all hated each other until they shared their stories. Today, we are more lonely than ever before. We find ourselves locked in our phones. Every moment we have, we put the headphones on and we look down and away. I ask you, are you sharing the stories that make you who you are? Nearly 40% of the world's population use some sort of social media. In fact, up to 2 hours a day I spend online. I think that's more. Military service members and veterans, when they return home, when they take off their uniform, their number one complaint, their number one difficulty is feeling alone, not feeling they are part of something bigger than themselves. So how are we combating it? Are we sharing a safe space to tell the stories, the experiences we've had, the lessons we've learned? What makes us who we are? Our lives are made up of millions and millions of stories. We think in the narrative, but we remember in story. Are we sharing the stories that make us who we are? Are we listening? Ladies and gentlemen, we are in an age right today where you have every ability to ignore, to post everything that you don't want others to know or do know through social media. Some of the greatest moments of my life do not make it to social media. I am Matthew Fetterman, co-founder of the Homefront Foundation. I am a father, a husband, a brother, a Navy combat veteran, and I'm part of your community. Thank you.